Jack.
Hi Sam. How you doing, mate? You right?
Good. I feel awkward with Mark's here.
I've had a hoverer before.
Yeah,
I just explained this, didn't I? I've done a podcast before.
With hoverers in the background.
Had Zoe in the back. Two,
Yeah.
in fact.
Yeah.
So Mark is quite welcome to just sit here.
Yeah. You right, Mark?
It's no different than
Exactly.
the conversation we've had. I'm just
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Nothing's changed, Sam. It's all in your head.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes, and we all know what it's like up there, don't we?
We
well.
do, mate. We do.
We've got Rob with us.
Hi guys.
Hello, Rob.
Hiya.
You alright?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. You alright?
Yeah.
Not sure you are.
Where are we, Sam?
We're in Scotland.
We're in
I
Scotland.
don't know where.
Okay. What's the name of this place we're in at the moment?
You tell the people, Rob.
Corrour.
Corrour.
So we are on the Corrour estate,
Mhm.
and we are staying at Corrour Station,
Exactly that.
which is where we stayed way back in May, June, or was it earlier?
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, so we came up here before, and we're
Just-
back.
We've just been for a dip in the Loch Ossian, is it?
Ossian, yeah.
That was cold.
It was. How cold was it?
6.
On the old temperature gauge.
Yep. Which,
The thermometer.
Yeah,
Go on, don't we, Sam?
yep, exactly. Electric thermometer. Which everyone should get. There's a story behind that, but we're not going to get into it.
Oh, well, that was where I was leading to be fair. I was about to go into the story of actually getting that thermometer.
Yeah, I felt like I was robbing the joint. Harry
Yeah.
told us that there was one in the kitchen, which threw me.
I think it
But-
was more of a case you just panicked, didn't you?
Well, that's not like me at all, is it? I panicked when we first got up here as well.
Yeah.
You thought all of a sudden they thought there was going to be a thief here or something, whereas you were invited here
Yeah.
to stay.
It didn't feel
As a
right
friend.
sneaking around someone's random kitchen looking for a thermometer. But anyway, we got it, and the temperature was
Just on those feelings of panic. They just if we go back to yesterday
Yeah.
when you guys arrived. Obviously,
Yeah.
I got here about half an hour before you guys.
Yep.
Even though when I'd called you twice before and earlier in the day,
Oh, you're a hero. Well done.
you
got here
guys
first. Wasn't a race.
You guys are way ahead of me, so I have no idea how I managed to get here before you. Because every time I asked you where you were, your timing wise to arrival was always way ahead of me. So I don't know how
Well,
that worked out.
I think you
You're a
were
liar.
fibbing about where
Yeah,
you were.
yeah,
Because
you're-
that's
no,
the only possible explanation.
Yeah, you're a liar.
So I asked you, I said, how far are you away from Corrour? And you'd say, I think the first time you called, you said it was about 3.5 hours. I looked at mine, and mine said about 4 hours. I was like, okay.
Well, in my defence, geography's never been my strong point, and I just asked Mark and Rob, so they were wrong, not
Well,
me.
you were looking at the sat nav actually, I think.
Was I?
Yeah.
So the sat nav was wrong. That's not.
It don't matter anyway. We all got here, didn't we? We were all in one
Did
piece.
I was here first. Let's just establish that. I won.
I didn't know we were in a race.
Somehow you were here first. Well, I know how.
I was.
You fibbed.
You lied.
I didn't lie.
You set off a day early just to beat us
It's
here.
more like 4 days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
More like 4 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we arrived, and when you guys turned up, I noticed you were all quite a little bit
Yeah, panic. I've had a few little
moments.
moments the last couple of weeks. I've been honest about me mental health, and I'm always going to have that side to me where I'm panicky and stuff. I haven't been doing as much cold water therapy because I had COVID and that, and I rung you the other day, didn't I? I'd had a bit of a bad night and like panic. Not like panic attacks, so I can talk my way out of it.
But where does that come from?
No idea. Just how I am. My family all like it. Me uncles. Me.
But what did we establish this morning was the common denominator with that?
That I haven't been doing cold water, which does show generally how much it is. Like today, you just made a comment when I sat there saying how relaxed I looked, and that's because we got up, done a dip this morning, and it does make a massive benefit, a massive difference to my mental health because I've been doing cold water therapy for over a year now, coming up to 2 years probably, because I was doing the cold showers. And the difference between my mental health from then and now is
worlds apart.
Yeah, and not being when I had COVID last week, I didn't feel like even having a cold shower and that, so I didn't because I felt cold and fluey anyway. And that is definitely why the last few days I've took a couple of steps back, but it's nothing to worry about. Like, I know where I went wrong. Plus, there was a side when we got up here. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I am quite socially awkward at times, especially when I'm around people I haven't seen for a while. And that has come about since I've been so open about my mental health and everything on podcasts and things. It has come with a side of making me feel a bit vulnerable out and that, because people talk to me that I don't really know in town and stuff. And I know the people that are up here have got me on social media.
Yeah.
And I know I've been vulnerable and opened up about stuff, and then seeing people, it does make me feel a bit.
Yeah, I'll be honest, from my, it seemed a little bit weird to see, because I was quite relaxed when I was here. I was sat here with a tea. I was finishing off the last podcast we done. Yeah. And then I saw you guys come in, and you all just looked like fish out of water, and I was like, oh, it's all good. Like, it's a nice atmosphere.
I didn't expect the place to be so busy and everything as well. And then I spoke to Harry about it when we went to pick the Land Rover up yesterday as well on the way back. I just said I just felt a bit overwhelmed, and sometimes, and I don't get this as much now, but I've explained it before, get a fear of going red when people are talking to me, which makes me go red, which don't help the situation. And then Harry and a couple of girls that work here were talking to me when I first got here, and I was just like, oh my god, I felt really socially uncomfortable, and I don't always feel like that, but sometimes I do, and when I do, it just makes me feel awkward.
You weren't alone on that though, when we first got here, to be fair, what I mean? When we got in, it was just a bit like, you know, where are we? You know, what are we doing?
Yeah, we'd been in the car for 10 hours as well, haven't we? And drunk a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a bit like that anyway, weren't it? You know, and it took me quite a while to settle as well. In fact, as you said, about like,
have you settled
this morning? I think so now. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting in the lock this morning, like you say. That definitely helped. And
that was amazing.
When we got here as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we've done 2 dips since we've been here already, haven't we? And that is cold, isn't it? But it's amazing, isn't it? Like
it is
the feeling. That's why we wanted you to come on as well, because you've been doing cold water therapy since. It was just me and you through the winter for a while, weren't it? With Dare to Dip, loads of people got involved, and there was big numbers down there. When it got really dark and really cold for about a solid month, I'd say it was just me and you in the water every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. How have you
scary
found?
Place to be. The time in the water on your own through winter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. but how have you found cold water therapy, and how's it? What's it done to your life?
It's been awesome for me, to be honest with you. Like yourself, though, recently, and more because of the summer side of things, I haven't got in as much as what I had been going in. Yeah. You know, but I have still been going and all the rest of it, and I do cold showers again, not as much as I had been, but I'm now going to start the whole routine again, getting back to the cold, as the water is starting to get colder and everything like that, get back into that routine. But for me, from when I started, it was immense really for me, and the way it changed me for my setup for the day and everything. It took me a long time to come down and join in, because I was getting up, and it was when you were doing them half fives through the summer last year, and I actually was going for like a walk or a little run in the mornings early, and kept going past. I'd seen the Dare to Dip group on Facebook and everything, and I kept going, right, I've got to go and join. I've got to do this. Eventually did, and it was the best thing I've done really, because it's helped me no end. And
what does it help you with then?
Where's everyone? I think, you know, I say everyone, but the stresses of general life get to you and everything, you know, run a business and stuff like that as well. So and 3 kids and the home life and everything that goes with that, the financial aspect of everything, just everything, you know. And for me, just the getting up, getting out. My children have noticed it in the mornings as well, because I was getting up stupid early. I'd go and do whatever, like a walk or something, come back, have a shower, go straight to work, like whatever time it was in the morning. Since doing the dips, I was getting home after the dip, bouncy, obviously, full of life. Children are up, loving it. They're loving it, you know. They're seeing a really good version of me in the mornings. The wife didn't like it as much, because I was winding the kids up as she was trying to get them ready for school. But they absolutely love it.
It's them, because it's them feel-good endorphins and dopamine that it gets going, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I'm going into the office off the back of that, and I'm just full of it. And my head just feels clear, and I'm just ready to take on the day, and ready for the next day. to go and do dip again and go again.
Yeah, that's mad. Just how much of an impact that can have on you. Yeah. How much it can just change your general routine and your goals.
Because starting your day off like that as well is so important. If you start your day off positively, and it's not just the cold water as well. I've learnt since then as well that getting natural light into the eye is good for your mental health as well when you first wake up as well.
Yeah.
Plus we have a laugh and we're talking. There's so many benefits to it. Not just the cold water, like you were saying earlier, weren't it?
100%.
It's the way that with routine and everything. I think we all need a good routine.
I totally noticed a massive difference just with I started in February and going into work after having a dip in the morning, I was so much more switched on. I structured my workload a lot better for the day. And I was a lot more with it, like interactions, and just I was a lot more switched on. I've noticed the difference to no end.
And it gives you like extra waves of energy throughout the afternoon and that as well, because it releases dopamine, but it's slow releasing. So you get that feel good, like you get it to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden you just get this wave of feel good, and that's the dopamine.
Well, that's like today. We got up. What are we, about 7 o'clock or something? Yeah.
If you look out the window now, it looks like a painting where we are, doesn't it?
Absolutely stunning. Yeah. But we got down there, and I mean, you said it after we got in, but like that initial thought, like we got down there, it was cold, and I stood there for a moment. I was like, I don't really want to get in there.
Yeah.
I really don't. But as soon as I did, and you get over that initial shock. Yeah. You settle into it. It's just
that's another thing that strengthens your mind as well, is that discipline. Because there's been times every morning, and even with a cold shower at home, where you flinch for a minute and think, I don't want to do this. But if you do it anyway and push past it, you're training your brain to be disciplined then as well.
That's that thing, like putting yourself away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of thing, but then pushing yourself to do it.
Yeah, and we all agreed this morning as well. There's been times where you don't feel like doing it, but you never ever regretted it as you come out of the water, do you? Ever.
100%.
But I think as well, I mean, you touched on that, but like that's built my resilience. Like it's got so much better. I don't remember if I spoke about it on the last podcast we done, but I went to Aqua Springs in Colchester not so long ago, and I done their cold plunge there, and I sat in there for 15 minutes. Now, previously, when I'd done it like way back at the start of the year, before I even started doing the dip, I could only manage like a couple of minutes in there.
That's an important point you make as well, though, because you have got to be like wary of the time. That's why we set a timer today, because after a while you get too used to it, and like Rob you even mentioned in the water, I'm starting to feel a bit too warm now, so I bet we better get out, because you can. That's where things can get dangerous. If you stay in longer than what you should, because your body goes into survival mode, which is really clever. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, but that's why your skin goes red when you come out of the water, because the blood rushes around all your main organs when you get into the water to protect them. As you get out of the water, it rushes to your skin to puts your body in survival mode. But you have got to be wary the whole time that your body is looking after you, so you could be getting colder than what you are. They say you should only stay in a minute per degree the water is. You can get away with staying in a couple of minutes longer than that, but I wouldn't stay in too much longer than that personally. And it's always a good idea as well to take a warm drink down with you. We didn't today, we had one when we got back, but there is a thing called after drop, where all the blood rushes from your belly out to your skin after, which can make you feel a bit dizzy, and some people have even passed out in the past. But not with me, but in doing cold water.
Generally,
and if you have a hot drink straight away, it settles all the blood back into your belly.
So we've got the luxury of having this beautiful Corrour Station. I mean, the loch is just over there. It's literally like a 2-minute drive, isn't it?
We come back from that, and we had a Scottish breakfast, sat and had a coffee by the fireplace and everything. We're living our best lives.
And Harry's dog Willie jumping all over us.
Yeah, Harry's dog Willie. That was.
The dog is called Willie, and she's lovely, but very excitable in the mornings.
Yes.
Very.
Like all. Well, it was all 4 of us. We all slept in this little room we're in now doing the podcast. That was an interesting night, wasn't it?
Cozy.
These 3 snore.
No, incorrect. Let's just establish that from word go. My rear end was
in my face.
doing a symphony all night, and then the rest of you are all snoring.
I thought you were playing the fucking trumpet at one point. I really did.
I always build up a gas, mate. I've been doing a lot of stuff the last few days.
Oh, yeah, but I can't tomorrow. But we won't get into that.
Poor old Mark sleeping on like a single sofa.
Yeah, single sofa with his legs up against the wall. You're enjoying the holiday, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah, loving
it. How was that dip in the loch?
That's just fun to watch.
Mark looked like the coldest one out of the lot of us. He didn't get in the water.
Photographer, then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm a bit camera shy myself.
Yeah, we have noticed that. Yeah, the old social media cameras and stuff. Not really your thing.
Have you been to Scotland before? Or?
No, this is my first time here, and it's pretty unreal. Really,
everything about the experience is good. Like even the drive up here. The deeper you get in towards this end of the country and then come into Scotland, the drive just gets more and more beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get told about it before coming, and obviously you'd mentioned it, and other people that I know, and I've got a mate lives up here as well, and it's just like you get told about it, but when you're actually driving through it, and you're like, shit, it actually is, and it's beautiful, and this where we are now. Honestly, think is one of the most, if not the most beautiful place I've actually ever been. Really, when you look around,
it is
all the mountains, and
it is beautiful.
And I think that those feelings that you had yesterday when you first arrived, I think I very much felt that way when we came up earlier in the year.
Yeah,
we kind of arrived here. You do this, 10-hour long journey, and then the last sort of 10-12 miles coming in, you're on a single dirt track.
Single dirt track.
There's literally
they've done that road up though, haven't they? When we come,
when we
come, that was like a death trap.
Yeah, it was. But there's nothing. You eventually come to Loch Ossian, and you've got like a little group of houses the other side. That's all the hostels where you went in last time we were up here. Had a conversation with someone who we didn't know who they were.
It's not like me.
But then once you get past that, you then sort of round a corner and you can see the station just sat in the middle of this valley with all these mountains all around it, and it's quite overwhelming. You think
that is exactly it.
You feel it's very isolated. It's worlds apart from what we're used to back in pokey little Suffolk on the coast on Felixstowe. And, it's just that's that difference. That's a shock, isn't it? You kind of come in and wow, okay, and then once you settle in, I think you can. Well, I certainly appreciate the place.
Definitely,
that's it.
And last time when we come up, it stayed light because of the time of year we were here. Last night it got pitch black, didn't it? And Harry took us down a little walk on this track.
We had the stars, didn't we?
And the what is it?
There's no light pollution.
Light pollution.
So, not noise pollution.
Not noise.
Yeah, I said, we're going to see the stars. There's no noise pollution.
Because that done me. That was it. As soon as I heard that, I was like,
Jack heard that and said, "I'm done." Turned down and went. Left us.
But there was no light pollution here, so you could see the stars. Honestly, I could have stared at
crazy. I don't know
all night if I wasn't freezing to death.
I haven't seen so many stars. It was ridiculous.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
So clear, and even though there was contradictory from what I just said about how clear it was, but a few clouds about, it was still so clear, and I don't know why I'm using my hands.
It looked like space, which I suppose it was.
It was space, mate. Yeah,
it's an amazing part of the world.
We saw Jupiter as well, didn't we?
We did. The brightest star in the sky.
Yeah, we named it Sam.
We didn't call it Sam. Called it Sam, but it's actually Jupiter, and apparently it's the brightest you'll ever be able to see it for another 117 years.
So we're lucky in every sense.
Yeah.
In some ways.
And it is just a really unique part of the world. I don't think, unless you're here, you can't really appreciate where we are. But it's just it's lovely.
And you are right. I think it does take that little bit just to sink in and sort of realise where you are, and then and once you do settle a bit, you're like, wow.
Yeah. And it's a bit random as well.
Very random. There's no two ways about it.
Like today, what are we doing today?
We're going to meet a hermit, aren't we?
We're going to meet a hermit that's took himself out of isolation, and like Rob pointed out earlier, we're going to go and interview him and put him on social media.
Ken, what's his name? Ken Smith, is it? Ken.
Yeah.
Ken Smith.
Is it Ken Smith?
Mark
confirmed. Thanks, Mark.
Mark's confirmed. He's nodding.
But he's been out here for years, hasn't he? Literally,
over 40 years.
Yeah.
He built a cabin. There's a documentary about him on.
What's it called? Just get the name of it. People can watch it and tune in.
There's a documentary about him on BBC iPlayer. He built a cabin. He fished for his own food. He's just completely isolated himself from the world, and because he doesn't like people, and we're going to go and disturb him.
Documentary. And
we've got to go and chop some. He's agreed to do the podcast, but we've got to chop him some wood.
So this is the most random thing.
He's given us like a 2-hour window.
Yeah.
We've got to go in a Land Rover.
He's a little diva.
We're being dropped off. So this is just like a random day. So yesterday I was at home in Felixstowe. Arrived in the middle of nowhere last night. Today, got up, went into a lock. We're then at midday going to chop some wood for a 73-year-old who lives on his own. I believe he's 73. That's what Harry thinks he is. In the middle of nowhere, get dropped off in a Land Rover, chop some wood for him,
and then we've got to find our own way back.
Doing a podcast, getting dropped off, and then we've got to walk back.
Yeah.
So. Quite a random day.
Yeah, and
really.
then we're climbing Ben Nevis the next day. The Hermit of Treig.
The Hermit of Treig. You can check it
because Loch Treig is on there.
Yeah.
You can check it out on the
BBC iPlayer. It's a very good documentary. I watched it before we.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he's a very unique gent. And
in the documentary, you see he has to walk miles and miles just if he wants to post the letter and stuff. Yeah. I don't know who he's writing to.
That's good. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And he's taken himself completely off grid.
Yeah, definitely. And he seems like a brilliant character, so it'd be good to get him on.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then we're climbing Ben Nevis tomorrow.
Which was originally planned for today, but we switched them over because
we could only get the Land Rover to get to this bloke, and it's too good of an opportunity to not get him on the show. I think I want him to be able to tell his story, and then that would be on the podcast for forever as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then us four are climbing.
Yeah, we're all going to climb up there. Even though Jack has got a marathon on Saturday, he's still going to climb up Ben Nevis.
Yeah,
on Wednesday.
Yeah, let's just establish. Like, I've already climbed a couple of mountains just like a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
ready for it,
including the second highest peak in the entire British Isles.
Yeah.
And plus like 3 or 4 other Monroes around it.
Yeah.
It's like a 13-mile round trip.
We've all had a hard couple of days, mate. I slept all the way up.
Nearly 4,000 feet. About 4,000 feet of elevation I went up as well, all of me Todd. And then obviously yesterday I was just driving most of the day. I went to Balmoral for a little trip. And then eventually got here, and then realised that you guys had changed the day that you wanted to do.
I didn't change it.
I didn't change it either, just to confirm.
That Sam decided to change the day.
I didn't change the day. We could only get the Land Rover.
Do Ben Nevis on a Wednesday, and I've got London Marathon this weekend. So yeah.
Luckily, he's a strong old boy.
Yeah, luckily he's
fit, strong, and
balls of steel. And I can confirm that because one landed on my head last night.
We were quite close last night. We were quite close.
Might as well have done.
But yes, no. So Ben Nevis. So none of you gents have ever been up there before, have you?
No. I've actually never.
Mark's done. You've done the 3 peaks in Wales, haven't you?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welsh 3 peaks.
Yeah.
Mark's done the Welsh 3 peaks. You did.
I've done the Monroe.
That little one out the back here, didn't you?
That massive one out the back
that little hill just out the back.
That massive Monroe.
Yeah. But Mark, Rob, my apologies. You've never actually done a mountain before.
No, I haven't. Hearing out loud like that.
Never done.
I know what you've done. Sam's at least done something.
Yeah.
Mark's done 3 peaks. I mean, why not start off big?
So why not start off with the biggest one in the UK?
Biggest peak in the UK.
Yeah. So should be good.
You say you've done a half marathon before?
A long time ago, I've done a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's been a while since I've done that. Probably put on about 2.5 stone since then.
That's 20.
Well, yeah, but I've done another one after that as well.
I was going to say 2030.
Still would have been a long time ago, though. Yeah. A while back I was working with fitness a bit, and then summer sort of destroyed that, so because I enjoyed it far too much. So yeah, not in where I wanted to be with my prep, but
me either. I had COVID.
Everyone likes a challenge, don't they? So
I had COVID. I was on good track. I was going to gym and everything, and then I caught COVID and literally just sat there for 8 days eating Rustler burgers and ice creams and nice lollies. and sweets and crisps.
So you're,
which is also not very good preparation.
No.
So even though we were up here way back in like, I mean, it was a long time ago we were up here. You're talking back in July. So what month are we in now? End of September?
Me and dates
August,
that.
September.
I don't know.
You've got about 2.5 months. Well, nearly, because that was beginning of July that we were up here before. So you've had 3 months, but you're putting the whole reason for you not being prepared down to the last week.
Last week.
the last week. So
yeah, but before that I was hench. I was ripped.
So you've had 3 months and you've trained your ass off, but that's all of that prep has gone to shit over 1 week.
No, not all of it. I mean, it's still Harry's here.
Hello, Harry. Say hello. You're on the podcast.
Are you?
Come in.
Hi
guys. How you doing, Harry?
I'm doing very well, thanks. Just finished breakfast, great.
Which was lovely, by the way.
Yeah, very nice Scottish
You're
breakfast.
welcome.
I love your tassies.
Oh, many people do. Sorry, I've just quickly come in to tell you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm now going over to help Holly do the rooms because we've got a 3-room changeover. And as soon as I've done that, how long is your podcast going on for?
We're nearly done, aren't we?
Well, just because we got onto the point where we were picking at you.
We were talking about that. I've put on a bit of pounds. We're done here.
And then once I've done that, then Sho said that we can head down and see Ken.
Right,
excellent.
and so we're going to do the podcast
Great
with him.
stuff.
Brilliant. And your story. Part 1 is on our podcast already. People can go and check that out, and you're going to come on for part 2 in season 2, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
Right, well, have fun, girls. And I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you, Harry.
I love him.
He certainly is the hostess with the mostess, doesn't
Definitely. He always looks after us, doesn't
he? He's very good.
Yeah.
Lovely bloke.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we're all set for the day then.
Yep, sounds exciting.
So as always, like and subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, DareToTalk, DareToDip Facebook group.
Yeah.
You are
Dare_to_dip on Instagram.
I'm Jackie Boy Shep on Instagram. Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really on Instagram, to be honest. So.
Rob's got a life.
So let's go.
Mark, you on Instagram?
Car.
It's Cara's.
Follow Mark's car.
But yeah, so let's go and enjoy Scotland.
Let's do it.
Peace
Nice
out.
one.
Freedom.